Hey, volume! Right? That should be picking up something. Told you it was going to be a mess. Told you. Welcome to our live stream. Still figuring out some stuff here in Streamlabs. This feels like it should be simple, and it probably is. I'm probably just not the person to be doing this stuff. But I'm excited to get started with this with you guys. Today we're going to be looking at Janky and Superplastic. Superplastic is a relatively new vinyl toy company. They're founded by Paul Budnitz, who is famously known as the guy who started Kid Robot. Kid Robot being the biggest vinyl toy company there is, and most popular, I would say, or most well known. They're seeing the Dunny on things. They're in that hype beast culture a little bit, sort of, not anymore though. Hard to explain. Told you, dumpster fire. Told you. We're not gonna harp on it though. We're good. And Huck G, who is the second half of Superplastic. He is an amazing customizer. He, for the longest time, had his own little studio. He would put out these limited releases that he and his crew would customize and build from the ground up based on like Kid Robot products. And certain time after that, he kind of spiraled into his own thing and then closed down the shop, looking for something to do. Those two hooked back up and created a pretty monstrous company. I'm really impressed with the way they went about launching Superplastic, and I'm really I'm blown away at how they used Kickstarter to propel themselves, I guess, into the they no company has come out hotter in this place, in this in Superplastic, because of because of they really used the they used the platform well. I would say I got notes. This is fun. What they did really well is use the reward system, I thought, and in getting the customers to do so much free promotion for them, be it through rewards and unlocking certain rewards. They would make you go. They wouldn't make you, obviously, but they put out the challenge to people to complete certain rewards to unlock new tiers, to unlock new toys. And along that lines, you were able to. The response to it was crazy. Like, people were posting, oh, they flew through every one of their rewards. Some of them insane. I'm making a full video on this. This is just part of what that video will ultimately be. We're probably gonna just speed right through this as showing proof that I did unbox these toys. And speaking of which, we'll get to take a look at these guys right now. This right here is what we'll be looking at. This was the main impetus behind the Kickstarter, starting a new blind box series, working with some international artists. They had, I think they finished up with 18 designs, or 20, something like that. We'll find out soon. Had a couple issues along the way, a couple that they started on the Kickstarter didn't quite make the final thing. We'll see those in future releases, or they've already teased a Janky Series 2. These were sold out, and now they're not sold out. It's pretty crazy. They got a lot of stuff going on, and they did all that through Kickstarter. They raised, how much money did they raise? Over close to $550,000, $500,000 for these and this. Got a mega version, 8-inch for Super Janky. And they also had a couple Kickstarter exclusive ones that I'll talk about in my video that's coming up. But yeah, it's really like that kind of response. How many backers did they have? They had nearly 39,000 backers. That's crazy for vinyl toys. Like, for the longest time, you would even wonder whether people knew that these existed. but through that social media blast, through everyone going for people finishing those rewards, it got the word out there. Obviously, they also did a referral program that allowed people to get a link to send to tell their friends about. And if they clicked on those, if anybody followed through with the purchase, that person would get a janky, a little custom blind box that they could open up. There was just so much good stuff. Being ex-Kid Robot, being the ex-founder of Kid Robot, Paul left after a certain amount of time. I think he probably just got tired of dealing with the day-to-day, and then Kid Robot was struggling at a certain point a few years back, before they changed direction, I would say, and they were in some financial issues, so they moved over to so he moved on and started Ello, which may be a social media app that you signed up for and maybe never used after that. Also, he's a dude who he created his own line of certain bikes. Really good dude. And Huck again. They work for, they all was part of Kid Robot. Huck worked with Kid Robot, and I think at a certain point they just got there was some ill will, I think, and they created, one of the rewards was a little pair of dead bunny slippers that were very Dunny-esque in the way that they were doing it, in the way that they looked. Please let me know in the stream. This records all fine, but if there's any problems with the stream, or if there's any audio issues, if you hear anything, please let me know. This is only going to help for future ones of these. Should be, I'm looking at the chats, I'm looking for some viewers. We got a couple now, not bad. Not bad. Thank you for coming by, watching the stream. Hopefully we'll get some good stuff today in this box. But they also in that Kickstarter had a new design by the artist Pete Fowler. He's a okay, God. All right, that just scared me. Pete Fowler, who's a UK-based artist, one of the coolest and most surreal designers out there as far as toys go. Has his own series, Monsterism, which just coolest design. So they came back. They have exclusive through him. Since the Kickstarter ended, the Kickstarter started back in May of last year, and they fully funded the project based off of Fowler design, the janky blind boxes. It was really incredible. So, checking my notes. What else we got here? So this is a good group of people, or a good group of artists in here too. We've got contributions from, going to the notes, Pete Fowler, Dalek, Junko Mizuno, Huck G, Ricardo Carvolo. Really sorry if I'm killing these names. Jake Parker, El Gran Camacho, Camilla D'Erico, Joe Ledbetter, Mark Gemling, Scott One, and Tadao. Or Tato. I'm upstate New York. That's the accent you're getting. That's the way it's pronounced up here. If you come up here, you gotta change some stuff up. All right. Anybody? Okay. So let's get right into it, I guess. I mean, there'll be more that we'll discuss about Kid Robot, or about Superplastic. What else? What other good stuff here? Oh, links are all in the bottom in the description as well here too. We've got links to Superplastic to go if you like this and you want to go buy your own. We've got a couple links for supporting the stream. As it says there, never necessary, always appreciated. We do accept donations. We do have some merch that I'm hoping to get next week. We'll see how that looks. That link may or may not exist next time we do one of these, depending on how that works out. And then you can always check out our store, wickedskinny.shop.com, if you're looking for blank or do-it-yourself toys. somewhat similar to the Janky here, except all white and ready for paint. It's customization. That's where you come in. So we'll crack into this guy here. Got my trusty little box cutter. I like the design of the box. It's nice and simple. It's obvious that the entire being a Kickstarter and something that we don't have a lot of, so you're starting fresh. And this Janky was built on 3D models. They took the artwork from the artists themselves, from the artists, and put them on 3D models, and that's how they promoted everything through the Kickstarter. And they still do to this day, because it's a nice, clean look. But with that, it kind of makes you wonder, how does the actual printing on the toy look? How does, is there paint issues? Is there weird rubbing? How do they look nice? Is there any damage to them outside of the box? Or before you even get them out of the box? That's what we find out. So, I've always open this up like a retail box or whatever. If you're going into a store that have these guys, this is what we'd be looking at. Pretty nice. Nice little display. You're going to see that across the room with that blinding yellow on there. Okay. So in here, we've got 24 of these guys. Alright. And we've got a mix of designs to pick. I'm going to try and keep them in order so we can see how the case layout looks. I think this is a good way to do it here in this area. We're going to find out. This might be terrible. Starting in the back corner. What multiple uses for the beard comb here. I like to always, depending on whether or not I'm going to keep these, I like to open them from the bottom. I try to keep them from the bottom. Unlike my first video where I just tore through all that stuff from the mystery box, I do like to try and keep toys, or keep boxes, at least presentable, just in case for some reason I ever need to get rid of them or something. And the comb acts is a really good way to just swipe through that glue. This first one here, each one comes in a little pink baggie. And it comes with a sticker. The sticker is does not determine what one is in there. There's only a handful of these. There's only a handful of these that we'll be opening up right here. Wow. Alright, this is a good way to start. This is an awesome way to start. So the very first pull that we have is a mystery paint version of the Junko Mizuno. Per figure, it's the White Lotus. If you go to Amazon, or if you go to eBay, you'll see a few of these up there for outrageous prices. I think that's just silly, especially looking at this piece, how nice it is. I know there's going to be flippers and everything. Flipper being somebody that gets it immediately and then jacks the price up to 5 to 6 times what it is normally, or what they paid for it. It's a hell of a start. Great way to start the case opening. So she's in the back corner. Again, we'll try and keep this organized. It's going to be tricky. The boxes will be over here. Stickers will be near the things. See if we can keep them together. Number 2. Boy. I almost wish I had started in the other corner for, that would have been a real nice way to end it. But, in this guy, we've got the design by Tato. How do we do it? You guys, let me know. If we know in the chat, Please tell me. I hate butchering these people's names, especially when they're such amazing artists. I'm not. Nope, wait. Do a quick check over here real fast. Sorry guys, I'm juggling a few things here just to make sure that everything is going according to plan. Checking. I'll be right back with the unboxing. These are the things I'm hoping to figure out as we go. I want to I'm hoping to make this a little more professional, a little more smoothly run. Use a little music while we're doing this too. That was supposed to be better time. I don't know. Oh my goodness! And then we come. This is a hell of a case. This is the chase for the P. And I have opened the case. Let's full disclosure. I have opened another one that I'll be showing you in the video itself. The video I finished making for this. For Superplastic, about Superplastic, the pros and the cons, the good stuff, the things that I would hope that it could change in the future. We also in the stream here we have little alerts. If anybody if anybody subscribes or donates, we'll see some a little animation. We've got I love Tangle from Pokemon, so we'll get some blue spaghetti in the chat if somebody decides to subscribe while we're in the middle of all this stuff. We got this guy here from Dalek. Very cool piece. The only one that I think has a new. This is the only one with a sculpted variation like that. Everybody else kind of has add-ons, like little hats or something, or little pegs that you can put into certain parts on the little figure. This guy we got. Again, little pink bag. Oh, and then we have the Mark Gimlet. Warning, bad word. Bad word's about to come up here. Hide your children. Hide your wife. Yeah, the F word. But it's a very cool piece. This again being this is the other sculpted one, I guess we should say. The fact that the arms are so different, and it has a very distinct look. It doesn't have the standard thing. One thing that I was really impressed with about Jankies is that they're each one of them, or not each one of them, but there's about 5 or 6 different sets of shoes. It seems like a little. It's that little kind of detail that I look at and I go, wow, that's pretty impressive. They didn't have to do that. They could have just all had the same design for each one of them, but they definitely have footwear that fits the figure itself. So they didn't cut corners on this first release, which is really impressive. The paint on all of these guys has been nice. There's really been no issues with like these look like solid toys. If you bought this at a shop and you opened it right there and looked at it, you'd be really happy with it. There's no regret purchase kind of thing with these. Sometimes you'll see a blind box series that you just pick up for fun, and then you open it up and the quality isn't quite there. These guys, like I said, Paul and Huck are no stranger to toys. So this is, it makes sense that they have this kind of quality. Speaking of Huck, we have his little 2-bits figure. This guy has his own little hat, cigar, and baseball bat. He's pretty much, he's bad news. He's a bad news dude. Come here. That's terrible. And it's in. Are you still with me? Is the stream working out all right? Please let me know. I want to do these on a slightly more regular basis. I've got, I'm sure you can see behind me, there is a bunch of boxes of stuff here that's just been waiting to be unboxed. A whole ton of cool stuff. And I'd really love to share it with you guys. The poor co-workers are probably tired of me coming in like a giddy little kid whenever I get something cool in the mail. So I thought I'd share it with you guys. You know, spread the love a little bit. This, oh my god, this is maybe the best accessory out of all of them. It's this little skateboard that comes with the Puppy Young figure. Look at that. It doesn't have any moving parts, but it's just so nicely crafted and stuff. Again, all this stuff I know is pretty hard to see on the screen. Not hard, but you know, we could get better, get HD quality. And I'll definitely have some cool pictures or some nicer pictures on Instagram and after, really showing the love to these things because they were pretty nice. This is one of the few times the sticker is actually the same as the figure itself. This is the Richard Carvolo Janky. I really like this guy. It reminds me of like a tattoo. The tattoo kind of flash art feel to it. It's just great. I like that one a lot. When I first saw the renders of it, I wasn't so crazy about it. I wasn't sure how it would look on the figure, but I think it looks ultimately way nicer on the figure with the vinyl in your hand. Oh, check those stickers. Hey, we have another chase. This case has been crazy. This is the alternate version of the Dalek from before. I think it's a nice little boy-girl kind of combination. But that's amazing. This has been nuts. In here, okay, all right, another variation, another version. We've got the standard version of the Pete Fowler figure. A little delay here going on. German frame, man frame. Not bad. He's a common, but not too common figure. So it's nice to get both of them in the same box here. thought I did pretty well with my original case. A little spoilers, I did get a Black Lotus in that one, along with the FTN. One of the what was it? I've not gotten a Bloody Bucket. That's the one I need. The Sket one figure. And we have, this was one of the big reasons I signed up for that Kickstarter. Was this done, or was this Dunny? Wow, yeah, can't be making that mistake. Was this janky right here, designed by Jake Parker, who I think is an amazing, amazing artist. If you're not following him on Instagram, you're missing out. He does so much cool stuff. He's part of. He has some amazing online classes for teaching people how to draw. I think he has one coming up actually for drawing everything. It could be over by. But he works. He has cool stuff like that all the time. I know he just did an art drop box where he had some sort of stickers and some prints in there. He's just really awesome, and I love this design. I just like the little. I'm a sucker for bright orange and robots, so I mean, can't go wrong with that. And his Skull Chaser figure, or his design that he has, needs a vinyl toy badly. The fact that doesn't exist, or the day that it does exist, I'm signing up for whatever I need to get one of them. I just think it's the coolest design. I don't know if he's working on that. I hope he is. I know a couple people on like DeviantArt actually made a 3D model of it for once or twice. I want to say they did it. I might be dreaming. I might be making all this up. Oh, and then we got the Joe Ledbetter figure. The Bird Watcher comes with a little bird to go on his ear. Pretty cool. I love Joe's stuff. This animation cell style artwork that he does it fits so well on 3D pieces. You would think that you would need to have a flat you'd need a flat platform to really get the most out of his stuff, but it works so damn well on the 3D on a 3D sculpt like this. And he's doing some amazing stuff now too. He just did a Batman series, which was like a hybrid design of his, and what he would take as the DC figures. His Penguin for that was just crazy good. Oh Jesus! All right, we got a regular Bucky in this one. This one's from Sket. So cute. It's so messed up at the same time. You can tell with those scars and everything. He's gotten into some stuff. Stuff? And he's also got a cool little chainsaw to go with him. He's starting off with the next one. I'm really surprised again with this case and how good it's been so far. Just getting a White Lotus is tricky. I've seen a lot of people go through cases, not have that kind of luck. I don't know the ratio of it exactly. They don't have anything that kind of mentions it on the side of the box here either. So we will see. We got another Joe Birdwatcher here. We also got boxes are filling in quick. Run out of room. Table's only so low. For those curious, I'm working at one of the standing desks from Autonomous. Oh, nice. The Camilla D'Erico collab. Where Camilla D'Erico and Tentacle Kitty put this together, hence the little squid design and Camilla face. Pretty rad. I like that one a lot. That one having that one being the other one with the sculpted difference and having that squid-like body. I guess octopus tentacle. And someone's good. Yeah. Then we are looking at what do we got? Oh, Grand Camacho. I like these little dudes. I like the monotone color scheme. I think, it works really well with his Super Janky. I think they have a real nice look to them. They pair up nicely. Let's see, am I in frame? Yes, sort of. Okay. I didn't splurge for the big Super Janky. Not looking to put a bunch of stars on the roof of my bedroom or anything anytime soon. But yeah, it's roughly the same color as the blue one. It's a lighter blue. This guy's not okay. I'm tempted. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. It's gonna be one of those ones where if they say it's near sold out, I might jump on it. Jeez, the good case continues. This one here is Macbeth. Another amazing artist from the UK. UK? God, please don't yell at me if I'm wrong. It says dog. It says shit on there. Better watch it. Kids. Better watch for the kids. All right, we're getting close. We're getting to the home stretch here. We're on the second to last. On the last one, the second to last row, and we get a glow in the dark. This is the other variant of Bubby. This is the glow in the dark version. Personally, the one I like a little yellow, but the yellow one, I mean, there's nothing. That's a strong design too. There's one thing that I really like about this is there's no real duds. Everybody stepped up to the challenge of a new platform and releasing it with some fire, and I think they did really well in choosing the designs for this. Who knows how many they had or how many people they reached out to. Like I said, there was a couple that got denied. The Jason Lyman one in particular, he's another artist that I love. His work is crazy. It's beautiful stuff, and his janky was very detailed, and I was hoping that that was another one like the Radici from Jake Parker that really got me interested in this. Just another regular. And I was hoping that, of course, you know, production stuff happened. Superplastic, another Radici. Yes, sometimes it's so fun to like the one that's easy to get a hold of. To making an army, I want to make an army of these little guys. It's always tough when the design you got your eye on in one of these line box series is the chase where you know you're going to end up paying $50 to $100 to try and get just this one design instead of trying your luck at getting a case and not getting it, getting upset. I've seen so many people over the course of me collecting toys just getting so frustrated at that. And I think that's why it's hard for companies to put out blind boxes now without a strong lineup like this, because people just aren't willing to gamble their money away that quickly. I mean, Dunnies now are up to $12, I think, around for common releases, and half the designs on those things, I don't know. This just feels worth the money. I don't think you can get a case of these like vinyl toys and be disappointed. Again, we got another Camilla. we're doing pretty. This case has been, like I said, really great. We started out really strong, back-to-back chasing, which is nuts, and 2 other ones along the way. We got 3 left. What can we get here? One other quick check. How we doing? Stream's good. Supposedly. This is a lot of clutter. This is what I'm seeing on the screen now. This is a lot, but we've done pretty damn well, like I said. We got another. We're starting to see some doubles here. We got some dupes here, a couple dupes here, back-to-backs up here. 2 left. Can we finish? How strong can we finish? Can we get the Bloody Bucky? That's what we're looking for. If we do, I think that's an entire set, other than the Black Lotus, which I already have. 2 more. Come on. What do we think? Place your bet. It's a Bucky, but there's no blood. There is no blood. It's okay, though. Again, Bucky's such a cool figure. There. Last one. Can we do it? Can we do it? Bloody Bucky. Black Lotus. That's what we're looking for. Can we get it? Get that sticker out. Whoa! That camera's gonna go nuts. Can we do it? Alright. Last one. We got it! We did it! We got the Black Lotus. Here it is. In all of her beauty. This is an amazing case. I still have not seen the Bloody Bucky, but that is okay. Because we got these 2 lovely ladies right here. And they are going to look nice in my humble collection. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Superplastic and the shipping gods, for choosing this case for me. I'm really impressed. I'm going to post a picture of this on Instagram after, so people can see what they missed out on, and they can then tune in and listen to me ramble and forget lines halfway through as I'm staring at the camera. Always good stuff. What do I got to say about it? I would say, this has been a great case. I've said it a few times. But there are, I would say one thing that I don't particularly care for is their pushiness. Or I should say, like, hey, we're cool. Come on and buy our stuff. That's awful. That's awful. That's not how they work. They're not like that. But they are very too cool for school and a lot of stuff. And a lot of their emails, I know you're supposed to, as somebody that works in retail and promotions and advertising, that's what I do for my day job. I understand the need for a call to action when you're sending out an email. But everything is just so, buy this, you need this, this will make you cool in a sense. And I don't subscribe to that stuff. I think, I get it, it probably works great. I'm sure it has a great return. They wouldn't be doing it otherwise. But I don't particularly care for that they're so nonchalant. I'll put some examples in my video of things where I'm just kind of like, it's a little cringy in the way that they do it. But again, I understand what they're doing. They're trying to be the hip, cool thing. They're saying, they don't care for dummies. They're, essentially starting shit with them. So, the Kid Robot, I get it. It's a good way to make a name for yourself on YouTube, especially. What's the best way to get views? Crap on somebody that's higher than you, in views or ratings and that kind of thing, and then you get stuff piggybacking off their name. I hope that that's the end of it after the Kickstarter, because Really, everything that they've done here stands on their own. The figures are really nice, like I said. The quality is amazing. The paint jobs are great. Like, look at the fade. The fade that is on his face. That's done in a factory somewhere. It's just so, it's smooth. It's smooth, nice, clean. All the print is just gorgeous, despite being so small. It's a little, I mean, granted, it's a little vector artish, but it's going to be. That's the only way you can do these kind of things and keep it there. But it looks great. All of the designs are fantastic. Like I said, Radici still my number one. I'm gonna make an army of those things. I just need a small orange robot army. Doesn't everybody? I think everybody does. Amazing, amazing stuff. Let me check my notes. How's he doing? Thank you for the few people that came by and checked this out. I know this is my first one, and it's on the middle of the day on a Saturday. Who wants to sit around watching a YouTube stream then? Luckily, this thing will be up for a few hours before for replays and watching it, in case you couldn't make it live. Please, if you're watching this and you like what we've done, be sure to comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, so then whenever we post a live video, you'll get a message saying that we're up and going, in case you want to watch us stream. It's been a hell of a learning experience, this day. This first one's always been nuts. I thought I had a good handle on stuff before I got started, and then there's always 10 or 13 more things that come up right before you get started. Hence my little bit of a late start, but overall, I don't know how the quality's been. I'm gonna have to check that back too, to see, you know, if we gotta set the stream settings a little lower. I hope not, though. I think this is what I'm looking at now on the screen is about the bare minimum of which I'd like to do this. I don't want to go too low quality because I want you to see the artwork. I want you to see the toy and the details of it. And I'm going to keep figuring this out. Like I said, I'm really interested in doing more of these as a way to share, in case there's ever something out there that you were on the fence about buying. Maybe I bought it already. None of this stuff, by the way, is provided by anybody. This is all my hard-earned cash. I went out and bought this when Superplastic put up. I bought a case from the Kickstarter, but then I also bought another one when they said they were about to sell out, being this one here. And man, that was a good decision, right? I'm sure. I actually did see a couple people on Instagram get some bad cases where they didn't get a chase. They got a lot of duplicates. And for people that are hunting those certain designs, that's thing. And there's really nothing that a company like Superplastic can do about it. They don't pick and choose which ones go in each box. It is still a gamble to buy a case of toys. You don't know that you're getting the one that you want. You can hope, but that's about it. Otherwise, you better like a lot of the series. I tend not to buy something unless I like at least half of the designs. This one was real easy because all these looked real good to me anyways. Maybe it is just a symptom of every blind box now being almost has to be tied to some license or whatever. There's so many out there based on your favorite TV shows with all the same generic body and like a different sculpted head for the figure. Doctor Who ones are terrible. that's a prime example of one where they're kind of cringy. I got a few of them for Christmas as stocking stuffers, and that's the way you should get those. You shouldn't spend your money on them. They should be a gift from somebody that doesn't know what kind of blind boxes you like, and get to open them up that way. And so there's no disappointment. You know they spent money on them, and you can lie to yourself that it wasn't that much, and that they found some deal that they probably didn't, and they probably paid retail for these things. Borderline heinous. But getting back to these, that's not the case. These things are beautiful. It is a really a nice soft vinyl. Each one of these figures, the shoes do come off. Some are a little tighter than others, just due to the paint and shipping and blah blah blah, you name it. So worst comes to worst, just put it in front of the hairdryer for a couple minutes, or put it next to like a heater. Oh no, don't do that. But yeah, hairdryers. That's the way I use it. I've seen people boil figures to take them apart for customizing and stuff, and I'm just so clumsy that I would never think that would be a good idea for me personally. Like I said, just throw these in front of a hairdryer for a couple minutes, and you'll feel the vinyl start to soften up, and you can swap out the shoes if you want one to have a different pair of kicks than the other one, or simply if you were one of the people that got the Dead Bunny slippers in the Kickstarter itself, maybe you want to throw them on your favorite one. They are able to do that, and like I said, there's a couple different designs. Some fit. I mean, they all fit with the characters that they have. Really impressed with this for the millionth time. I know I've said it a lot. I've probably said a lot of things repetitively. But man, hey, aside from the fact that they've been around, the fact that Paul started Kid Robot, he's seen numerous series and stuff, and aside from Huck being a veteran in the vinyl toy scene, that doesn't guarantee good quality stuff. Yes, it probably says that they have a connect, and yes, they knew which factory to use for what, and they knew what the standards they were looking for, and that's very helpful, but that doesn't always guarantee a great finished product. And I think they really nailed it. I'm excited to see what they come up with after this. Like I said, they teased Series 2. They made a giant version of a super janky of the Lotus figure here, with a red design instead of the purple that's seen on here. That thing sold out in seconds. There was immediately people trying to flip it on the Superplastic trading trade group in Facebook. I've linked to that in the bottom of this as well, in case people want to go there and try and just get some singles from people, or if you have something you're looking to deal yourself. That's a really great place to do it. They've got some good moderators over there that are willing to listen. The second they saw, once the flippers got on there with that stuff, a discussion came up of like, should they be able to sell things that they don't even have in their hands yet? And I think they came to a really good decision in saying no. I think they took those ones down, or at least made that a rule for future things. It's cool to see that kind of feedback. There is a Kid Robot trading forum, designer vinyl toy one, group I should say, on Facebook that's amazing as well. There's a lot of waffles in that. A waffle being a raffle where you can throw in you can say a piece is $200, and then they break it up into a number of slots you can put your name in. Puts a dollar figure on each one of those slots. Then at the end of it, once it fills up, they draw a name and see who gets to win it for that price that what they pay. You can get a $200 figure for $10-15 in that way, and it does seem like a fun thing to do. It's also kind of I think it's an interesting way to sell stuff, unless you were looking to, some of the higher priced items, it's hard to move those things, and that's a great way to do it. They do that a lot on there, like I said, the designer toy marketplace on Facebook. I should probably throw that link in there as well. But wrapping up here, thanks again to everybody who came by and took a quick peek at what we were doing today. This was, like I said, a great case. Hopefully we can come back and have some even cooler stuff in the future. Like I said, all of this goodies. There's so many figures up there that are just waiting to be unleashed and talked about and discussed and looked at. And hopefully we'll get to that soon. I'd like to thank everybody again, a million times. And yeah, it's just doing a quick check here, looking over what we've got for the stream. We got all this recorded as well, makes it easy for chopping it up for a video. So I think we're gonna wrap this up here, guys. This was our first stream. Like as you may have heard on Instagram, as I made that little graphic for using the This Is Fine Fire Festival. I don't think it was that bad. I definitely had a couple brain fart moments, but this is all new to me. I'm not a person that gets in front of the camera. I'm very much behind it most of the time. I feel very comfortable there. So this is new. This is all just a new dimension. I think this is something that people should get to try their hand at, should try and be more, to share more and let people know how they feel about certain products like this that are coming through. And you know, you can see it in the pictures you get online. Everything looks great, and sometimes that's just not the case. Like I wouldn't say more often than not, but I've had plenty of occasions where I've opened up a product or a toy that I was really excited about, and then got it and was just disappointed. And yes, I'm admittedly very anal on certain things. The color, paint jobs are very important to me. If one's kind of messed up, then my brain just immediately goes towards blanket. just enjoy the sculpt, take all the paint off of it, just enjoy it white and blank. I'm a big blank collector, if you're not aware. So they usually fall into that category if they're bad. But that's why that's kind of why I wanted to start this as well. It's another little side note to all these things, is that yeah, I look at these figures and I go, I want to look at these and give you an honest opinion of whether they're up to the quality or not. Like I'm looking at two Buckies right now, and their paint jobs are identical, and I know for a fact because Superplastic posted it. Not do the Kid Robot. I've been saying Kid Robot for years. It just happens. Sorry, Paul. Sorry, Huck. I don't mean it. Do you know that they're inserted by hand into this machine? The pad prints, the sections on each one of these things, and they look great. It's really, really awesome stuff. Again, an excellent first launch for these guys. I don't think their Kickstarter could ever be replicated with how they have that with the poll and the reaction that they got. I think that was a very fresh, it was a right time, right place kind of thing. A couple other Kickstarters actually really got hurt by the success of that. I know there was a couple going at the same time for other vinyl toys where everybody just threw all their money that they had at the Superplastic Kickstarter, and they had to kind of relist theirs to get the projects finished. So that can have a ripple effect too. Something that huge can wreak some havoc in a way on others when you're looking at that kind of response. It was, again, I would be interested to see if I don't know if they need to do a Kickstarter for Series 2. They might. But at this point, with the Super Jankies they released, and this series and how well it sold, I would imagine that they have at least got it started or something where they won't have to go that route. They might though, and it would be interesting to see how one would compare to the other if they did. I guess we'll find out. Only they know for sure, and I wouldn't expect there to be too much of a lull. I mean, this is one of those things where you don't want to do it too fast because the response has been so good, and you don't want to burn people out on these. But at the same time, people really like these things, and you don't want to keep them waiting too long for another round. Especially with 18 designs is a good number. 20 designs. It's a good number, but is it enough to satiate people with that many different colorways? It's less. Some people want it more than the others. I think we'll be seeing them soon, within the next couple months, because they want to ride this train. They want to build the future releases, and I'm sure as soon as the first Kickstarter finished, yes, there is a ton of work after one of those ends. Like it's not, oh good, we got the money, it's over. That is when really a lot of the work begins especially in managing that many orders. And half of the time for stuff, if you wanted to add on or whatever, their chat on there, their support chat, was answering questions from people all over, having the same question. I'm sure they answered the same question 4,000 times, but still, they were really busy during the thing and after. I'm sure it was crazy. But as they go, and as maybe the Kickstarter was going, and they started to see that the things were really gaining ground, that they probably started lining up other artists, and they also sent out a number of blank Super Jankies to just random artists that they like. They've done a release party where they had custom pieces. I know they just had a Martian toys, or was it? Might have been Martian toys. They just had a big release party with a bunch of custom Jankies that look really nice from just different artists that they've worked with. Really cool stuff. So I expect to see more. Janky's not going away anytime soon. I would wonder if it could keep the heat coming. I hope it does. I'll definitely buy another case to compare if they, when they do Series 2, to see the quality. I hope they keep it the same. I love all these guys to kind of look like they do. Over time, Dunnies have gotten a more polished look, and some don't really fit as well with the other ones. This print, the work that they've done on these has been really great. So, with that said, I think we're going to wrap this up. I really again appreciate everybody that came by, took a look. I'm going to be posting on this online in a minute on Instagram to kind of go, to kind of brag a little bit. This has been a good case. If you made this a drinking game where I say case, I'm sorry that you're not. With that, like I said, smash like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that Facebook's, all the, it's YouTube, all the YouTube stuff that you normally do when you like something. I look forward to seeing you again soon. This has been fun. Okay, yeah. #1 in the books. Nice.